Katrina, we'll talk about the 2-point. And the 2-point is a test that they're giving a lot, and now we're seeing 2 points and dropping into diagonals. We're seeing 2 points through the lead change. They're trying to draw the hunter maneuvers and positions. You can pick your stirrups up, Katrina, back into the tests or the patterns that we're using. So the biggest faux pas on the 2-point is people just perch their pelvis up there and they dump up over their hands and they have a big drape in the rein. To initiate the 2-point, first you gather up your reins and then you follow with your seat and your hand goes well up the neck of the horse. Is it acceptable to rest on the horse's mane? It is acceptable. It's not disqualifiable, but it shows a weakness. Okay, so if you guys would all do the 2-point, and I was watching Katrina and she was good, and you actually want to press down in your elbows and that'll take the roach out of your back. So she's in a 2-point kind of. And she hasn't ever done one, so that's pretty good. And so if I saw one like that, bouncing off her knuckles, that's probably not good. That's okay. She has no balance, she says, because I shortened her stirrups. She will have balance soon. Okay, so the 2-point, a little bit weak on the example here, but you'd want to gather up your reins and hold your legs, and if you dump back behind you, that means your hips are getting behind your heel. So that's good. And her comment of me shortening her stirrups tends to make me think she was doing her 2-point off of her toes instead of off of her legs, because it really shouldn't matter how long your stirrup is in the 2-point. Okay, so Bailey, if you'll just sit, and you two girls, I would like you to go to the 2-point and kick your stirrups off. There you go. Good. So her leg, you can see, is swung way back. But listen, this we're picking on. This is not easy. This is not for the weak. And she's giving it the old Nebraska football try. But it is quite difficult. Okay, sit. But you should be able to do that 2-point stirrup or no stirrup, okay? So if you guys will go ahead and take your stirrups. And I'll tell you that in a lot of the patterns, which I'll explain to you, I'm not sure we can get it demonstrated, but the 2-point has become a real trendy thing to use. I mean, they're even having you go to the stop and remaining in the 2-point. So, and that was just at the sun circuit, and that was very tough, because it was a hand gallop to a stop or to a halt. And I think what that was to reenact actually finishing a hunter course. I have a little bit of problem with thinking that they wouldn't take a full seat before they stop, but that was the test and that's what they had to do. Okay, so who's comfortable with doing the 2-point? Anybody? You are. Okay, so if you'll go to the other two of you can walk. If you'll go to the 2-point, and then in the 2-point, I'd like to see a little bit more. We've lost connection from her hand to the horse. So she's so squeezing with her legs that she's lost the horse in front of her leg. And now canter, remaining in the 2-point. Good. And I know your horse changes leads, and she's right to canter her horse up here. You're not supposed to lope. This is not, I think, what did they call it? Western under saddle. This is not Western under saddle. So they want you to step the horse forward. I think her horse's connection to her hand is acceptable. I'd like to see her drive a little bit more and get some feel of his hand. And her pace is good. So if you'll come around anywhere that you can and show us a lead change, maybe go to the corner and come back toward me, show us a lead change while remaining in the 2-point, and then canter around and halt and stay in the 2-point till the halt is completed. So this is a real test of, and her 2-point is acceptable, but you'll see she's still really sitting on the saddle. And then just curl around right in front of the screen and halt. So she's in a full seat really right there. She needs to be in a 2-point. And so the halt would occur while you're at the 2-point. There. And then sit. So you can see that's just what we did at the sun circuit in the amateur eq. It was a similar pattern to that. And it was difficult, very difficult for the horsemanship horses, because they're so not used to stopping with you out of the saddle. So that's just something for your information to kind of look for. Any questions on the two?